So, that video blew up. It really blew up more than I could imagine. It got 2,000 views from 90 to 100 likes. Not last time I checked, it was 92. 12 comments, which were all really encouraging. I really love every single one of you who took your time to give me positive feedback, because I really, really needed it. I got a few reposts, which I also really appreciate, and I thank every single one of you who took your time to spread the video and to write me the positive feedback, because it's really been motivating. I've been grinding my brain to think about a theme or a part of my life or something that I've done to talk about. And hopefully I will reach out to someone who's in that position, and that somehow my words will help them. Because I think that's the purpose of this. My words helping other people in a way that I really needed, because I've never seen videos like mine. There are probably hundreds of them, but they never reached me. I had help getting up and forwards in my life, but I could have needed that help a lot earlier. So this video's theme is gonna be about shutting yourself in. Not going outside, not talking to people, and just spending your time alone. Why it could be good and why it could be dangerous. So let's go into the room where I spent most of my adult years. So, welcome to the gaming room. Inside this room, in front of this PC, I've slayed hundreds of dragons, defeated a bunch of fucking monsters. I've started wars, I've fought in wars, and I've ended wars. Also played Star Wars. I've seen countless movies and TV shows, and I have cried, I've laughed, I've had anxiety attacks, I've had mental breakdowns. I've made friends that I cherish for the rest of my life, people that I see as my family. I've made in front of this PC. A lot of people don't really think about the positive effects of gaming. My network is insanely wide. I have made friends all over Europe and some places in other places in the world. I have spent countless hours enjoying an activity alongside other people without spending time with them, other than in Discord. I've also greatly affected my mental health by staying in front of this computer. Because by not going outside, I forget that I am a very social person. I need to talk to people. I need to see people. My depression got to a point that I didn't need other people physically being there. At least that's what I thought. So I was just good with spending time in front of my PC. Just talking to them. And whenever I went outside, I was scared shitless. Because I didn't know how to react to the world. The world was too loud. And that really messes with a person's brain. Because it's not supposed to be like that. At all. You're supposed to be able to go grocery shopping without having a mental breakdown when you get home. You're supposed to be able to go outside and walk to your brother's house. To be able to see your nieces and nephews. I did that sometimes, but rarely, and I regret that. I regret not spending more time with my family. Most of this was when I lived alone. I spent the entire day gaming, and I spent the entire night gaming, and then the following day sleeping.
I wouldn't say that gaming for me was an addiction, but it wasn't really far off. It was my comfort zone. My comfort zone started as soon as I sat down, and it ended as soon as I got up. I wasn't comfortable being outside of my PC. And when you're trying to fix your mental health, that's not a good thing. You need to step out of your comfort zone. And it freaking sucks, you know? Getting outside of that bubble and burst it. The past year, I've taken that comfort bubble and I've just ripped it to shreds. I wanna try and ignore it, which is also one of the things that is the reasoning for why I started making these videos. I don't want to be held back by comfort anymore. I want to do things. I want experiences, and sitting in front of my computer isn't gonna give me that. I realized about 3 months ago that if I'm gonna get to live a life that I want, I can't stay in front of this PC. For the past 2 or 3 months, I've probably spent 40 or 50 hours gaming. Although that sounds like a lot, that's not even my weekly about a year ago. If you're in the position where you spend your entire day, night gaming and the following day sleeping, get up. Don't do it. Try to find your purpose in life. And finding your purpose in life isn't really that easy. It's not a fucking cakewalk. You're gonna have to get out of your comfort zone. You're gonna have to talk with people, learn how to talk with people, be social. It's difficult. It's one of the hardest things I've had to do. It is definitely the thing that I'm most proud of myself for managing to do, though. I got away from the PC to a point where I don't really miss it anymore. I really don't. As like before, I used to get home, sit down in front of the PC, and just sit there until I was so tired I almost fell asleep with my head in the keyboard, waking up with a freaking alphabet in my forehead. But I'm not gonna get anywhere sitting there. And I know that there are several parents who wants to scream that to their children. But no matter how much you as a parent say that to your child, that sitting inside and gaming is not healthy, they're not gonna believe it because they're having fun. They need to experience it. So if you're a parent watching this video and you think this could help your child, try and show them. Because this life is not a life that I want anymore. I don't want to rot in front of my PC and not manage to do anything that affects the world. To find your purpose in life, you need to experience. You need experience. Try working here, try working there. I found my purpose through getting a job. I found my purpose by ironically applying for a job. I've had a number of jobs where I didn't really like. I remember my first job was actually when I was, I think it was 15 years old. I washed buses and cars and trucks for a company that my mother worked for. She's a bus driver. So she worked for that company and I got a summer job washing that there. And it was super fun until the last week when I was really sick and tired of it and I realized this is not what I want to do. When I was 18, I got a job at a gas station working nights, which was freaking horrible. Then I was a door salesman for a while, selling security alarms. And yeah, looking like me and selling security alarms is not really a good combo. My job after that, I worked for an entrepreneur company who did a lot of different handiwork. Like they built concrete walls, they did road work, they did a lot of different stuff. But I didn't really like that job, and even though I was pushing myself, my body was telling me no because of my mental health. Which ended up to me staying inside for 2 or 3 more years, not doing anything. I was in therapy for my depression because my family told me that either you go to a doctor and tell them you need help, or we will drag your ass. And I'm forever grateful for that. The therapy in itself didn't really help me, but the systems that I had access to while in therapy helped me. Because they work with people who struggle mentally to get a job where the workplace will try and help making a workplace for you that benefit you in your challenges. And ironically, we applied a job at a school. So I ended up actually loving that work, and I realized that that is my purpose in life. I want to help people who struggle. I want to be the person who makes your day easier, makes your day better. And that means, and I've learned that the hard way, that means sometimes you have to make their day worse by pushing them and exceeding their own limitations. I have had people who pushed me far away from my limitations. I've gotten to a point now, after going away from the PC, after finding my purpose in life, I've had people push me towards that. And I am really appreciative towards those people, because my life is a lot better now than I could ever imagine. You know? Staying in front of this PC both broke me and fixed me. Because at least I wasn't doing drugs, which was a lot of the times arguments that I used against people who wanted to get me away from the PC. At least I'm not doing drugs. At least I'm not out there ruining my life. But at this point, might as well have done drugs, because it was just as hard getting away from the PC, I think. But anyways, let's work towards an ending of this video, because I don't want it to get too long. So let's go back into the living room. Alright, I'll see you in there. So thank you for watching. If you've made it this far in the video and spent this much time listening to me blabber about some story, please press the follow button. It would help me out a lot. It motivates me, it helps me. If you've made it this far, also press the like button, because also motivates me a lot. If you can relate to this, if you want a more thorough explanation on anything in the video, please leave a comment, or if you just want to say something pretty, leave a comment. And there's this saying that my mother always told me whenever I was sick or hurt or struggled, that I really want to end this video with. Remember that it always gets worse before it gets better. So have a nice day, and I love you. Goodbye.